What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Cooler. I'm Roman. Unfortunately, AJ could not be here today, so we're having our very good friend Jack fill in for him. Today we're going to talk about some Breakout Players. We touched on Breakout Players last week while talking about our Dynasty Sleepers, but these are a few more guys that we think are really going to stand out. So, Jack, if you would like to start us off, who are your guys?
Well, for my first Breakout Player, I have Jerry Jeudy. Last season, Jeudy had a very solid rookie season. He caught 52 passes for 856 yards and three touchdowns. On paper, it's not an amazing season, but he was a rookie, and also when you look at who was throwing to him, he had the 33rd ranked quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Not even good enough to start for any teams. And when you take that into account, 75.4 QB rating over 13 games, it's not going to help you have a great season. But Denver, they brought in Teddy Bridgewater, and he did do significantly better. I forget what it was. I think he had like a 85 something
I'll leave it
passer rating. But he's coming into Denver, hoping to make a name for himself and get the starting job. And after a very solid year one with Drew Lock throwing to him, I think that in year two he's going to be looking to be a very solid top 2 wide receiver for your team, maybe top 3.
No, yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, they just said during training camp that Jeudy and Bridgewater already have a strong connection. I totally agree with the Drew Lock thing. Like, you know, when you have Drew Lock thrown to you and you put up those numbers, you know, come some slack. But again, that is still a good rookie year. You know, I mean, don't discredit that at all just because he fell short of 1,000 yards. He's a rookie. But yeah, I completely agree. I think Judy's going to really stand out this year. The only other thing is, they got Courtland Sutton on that team. I still think Courtland Sutton is going to be the wide receiver 1 for now, but still, I think Judy's going to produce. So I like that pick. My first guy, you can't really call him a breakout player just yet. Well, you can, but you can't because he technically already had some years under his belt. Still call him a breakout player, though. I got Jameis Winston. Now, his last year as a starter, he threw 5,109 yards, which is ridiculous, and 33 touchdowns. However, he had 30 interceptions, which is god-awful. Why I have him as a breakout player now is because after that, he spent a year under Drew Brees and one of the best play-calling coaches around. Drew Brees is the most accurate quarterback of all time, and Jameis's 2 big issues are accuracy and decision-making. I really think Drew Brees helped him out. I think he has a really good chance to succeed in this offense. He has new weapons. You know, he doesn't have much competition at quarterback. Taysom Hill, to me, is not competition. He's established himself as a gunslinger. You know he can throw the ball. It's just, sometimes it doesn't go to the right guy. But I really think he's in the position to succeed. He's got Mike Thomas now. He's got Adam Troutman, Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. He's got a great defense. I think he's going to do good. I think he's going to have a good year. Nothing crazy, but he's going to be a solid quarterback. I think he's a good QB2 to have on your fantasy team. If you need depth, pick up Jameis Winston. You never know, but that's one of my guys.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think Jameis will have, he's not going to put up his 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, minus like half the interceptions. But I think that he will put up a very solid season. He's still going to have issues because
obviously
bad habits die hard, and you can't just throw 30 interceptions one season and then come out and throw like 4 like Aaron Rodgers. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
I don't expect 4.
Yeah.
Before that he was in the teens, which isn't still bad, but I think he can definitely dwindle down to maybe 13, 14, something like that.
For sure.
Is still an improvement from 30.
Yeah.
But I don't see him having 5,000 yards. I still see him getting up there, maybe 4,000.
Yeah.
But still a lot to work on for him.
Yeah.
But I think he can do well.
For my next pick, especially definitely a guy that you want on your dynasty team, is Jalen Hurts. He's a very young quarterback, and after the Eagles had a very good offseason, and all of their players are coming back healthy, their offensive line, I think that Jalen Hurts will be maybe top 10
Really?
fantasy quarterback. I wouldn't say top 15, like skill-wise in the league,
Oh yeah.
because, he's not a phenomenal passer. But the Eagles draft Devontae Smith. The offensive line is coming back healthy with Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson. They're all going to be healthy. And then Zach Ertz will also be healthy again. He's coming back. Arguably, the Eagles have 2 top 15 tight ends in the league with Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz.
Well, for now.
For now.
Yeah.
Depending on whether the Eagles trade him or not. But they also have a very underrated wide receiver room. I think that Devontae Smith as their wide receiver 1 will help Jalen Reagor and Travis Fulgham come into the league. Like, not come into the league, but produce, yes.
Yeah.
Like, just be better wide receivers. And if you look at Hurts's 4 games last season when he took over as the Eagles starting quarterback, he averaged 24.7 fantasy points per game.
Right.
Because he's a very good running quarterback. His rushing stats speak for themselves whenever you watch him play. He can scramble. He can throw the ball decently enough. And his team's going to be healthy. In his final 4 games, he was playing with half of the offense injured, but now they're all going to be back. So I think that he will be a very good quarterback this season.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a very slept-on quarterback. I think he gets a lot of hate for no reason. I really think people overlook, his end-of-season stats, because, he did play really well. As you said, he's not, the best passer, but on that team they're building, I think he has room to succeed. I don't know how I see him as like a top 10 fantasy quarterback for this year. I could see him being top 15 because there's still a lot of guys out there who are significantly better than Jalen. But, 24 points per game as quarterback is still pretty solid. So I do like that pick. I think he's a great sleeper. We'll see how he does. But, yeah. My other guy, I got a wide receiver here, Bryan Edwards. Now, this guy really flew under the radar for a lot of people last year. The Dynasty community did not forget about him, as AJ put the other day. But, he was 3rd round pick last year. We don't know how well he's going to be, but he looks like a stud. I mean, he had an early breakout age at 19, which is fantastic for college. And in his current wide receiver room, there really is no wide receiver 1. John Brown, Henry Ruggs, Hunter Renfrow, Willie Snead, and Zay Jones. The only guy that really sticks out from that is Henry Ruggs because they took him early. But in my personal opinion, I kind of see Henry Ruggs mirroring like a Corey Davis career. I don't think he's really going to be a wide receiver 1. He's a speedster, but I just don't see it. And if you really want to, go above and beyond here, compared to Antonio Brown's rookie year, it's very similar. Antonio Brown played 9 games, 19 targets, 16 receptions, 167 yards, 0 touchdowns. Bryan Edwards, 12 games played, 15 targets, 11 receptions, 193 yards, 1 touchdown. So, I mean, that's not really a relevant stat right now. Just, something to think about. I really do think Bryan Edwards is going to come into his own. I think he's going to be that wide receiver 1. I think he's a great sleeper, and I think he's going to break out this year. That's how I feel. Yeah. All right, Jack, who is your 3rd guy?
My number 3 breakout player is Mike Gesicki. Some people might say, actually most people might say, that Mike Gesicki had his breakout season last year. I was high on him making a big leap last year, and he did. But I think this year he will make another big leap. He jumped up to number 7 tight end in the league for fantasy.
Right.
And I believe that this year he can jump up to number 4, potentially, behind guys like George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and Darren Waller. I think those are your top 3 tight ends this year, but I think Mike Gesicki has the potential to get up to number 4. He's 6'6", he runs a 4.5 40, and he has a 40-inch vertical. He's a freak athlete, and especially after the Dolphins drafting Jalen Waddle, I think he will take some pressure away from Gesicki, and he'll be open, he'll be targeted a lot more, I believe, because a lot of people have doubts on Tua. They have doubts on his arm, and people don't think that he can throw the long ball. And whether that may or may not be true, Gesicki's not going to be 40 yards down the field most of the time. He'll be right across the middle. He's a big target, and I think he'll definitely make a big impact this year.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he's going to be great. I don't know about top 4 because you got to include guys like T.J. Hockenson, Mark Andrews, Logan Thomas, those kind of guys. I think Gesicki's a little bit under them. Maybe not Logan Thomas. But I do think Gesicki's going to take a step up from last year. I thought he did great last year. We'll see. I agree with you. I think people do underestimate Tua and his arm, and they don't know about that yet. But we'll see. I think Gesicki's going to have a good year. My last guy is Laviska Shenault. Now, Laviska performed surprisingly well with Mike Glennon throwing to him his rookie year. He put up 58 receptions, 600 yards, and 5 touchdowns. 10 yards a catch. That's pretty solid. I mean, it is a rookie year, so that's pretty solid for a rookie year. So far, through mini camps and OTAs and everything, he's outperforming everybody. Jaguars love him right now. I think he's going to develop into that wide receiver 1. I think he's going to beat out DJ Chark. A lot of buzz around him. He's got great size. He's 6'2", 220. Huge upside. I think he's going to be great. He's going to be maybe a wide receiver 2, flex on your dynasty team, fantasy team, either one. I really think he's going to come into his own this year. He's definitely getting a lot more than 600 yards and 5 touchdowns. I see him putting up 1,000, but we'll see. I love him for this year. Now he has Trevor Lawrence, huge upgrade from Mike Glennon and Gardner Minshew. So yeah, I like him. I think he's gonna be their receiver 1, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree that Laviska will break out this year. I think he'll definitely do better than last year. I still do like DJ Chark. He might not have performed well last year. He still did pretty solid.
He's a good receiver.
Yeah, but I think it will definitely be a battle between those two for the number 1 position. But still, either way, both of them, they got Trevor Lawrence thrown to them.
Yeah.
And when you have generational talent like him coming in,
it doesn't really
you
get
have
better
to
than
expect great things.
It's like
2
Andrew
very
Luck.
solid wide receivers.
Yeah.
And I think that they both do well, and I'd love to see Laviska beat out Shark.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, as long as Tebow doesn't eat up targets.
I mean, hey, Tebow.
Hey, we don't know. But
I saw that picture of him in minicamp.
Dude, he's jacked.
It's huge.
Massive.
Why?
You hear about that story that
Yeah, when he was
that,
like 12 years old.
14. He curled
he's like
55 pounds, 315 pounds or something,
like,
or 315 times.
It's like, chill. You're 14, dude.
That is not real. I can't be. I can't even curl that much right now.
Can't curl 55.
315 times?
Oh.
No. God, no. I'm 18.
Yeah.
14-year-old? I don't think of
Tebow's different. He's got God on his shoulder.
That is, yeah. I mean, you got that right. But I think he wrote about it in his autobiography or something too.
Yeah.
But
how did he write about himself in the third person though? Kind of weird. It's like a young little Tebow. Yeah.
I guess I didn't know he did that.
Well, I don't know. It's just what I read.
Damn. But I don't know how it's like a real story, but who knows when you have God on your side. Yeah, but
then again, he is, an athlete.
Oh yeah.
Made it to the NFL.
Well, yeah. Practically made it to the MLB.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, dude's a great. I mean, he's a freak athlete. Don't get me wrong.
Nobody retires, comes back
yeah.
years later, and makes a team as a different position.
That's true. I'm just saying, 315 pounds, 315 times as a 14-year-old, it's
a little unbelievable.
a little far-fetched.
I mean, yeah.
But
it's
hey,
Tim Tebow, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll see. No, but jokes aside, Laviska's wide receiver 1. He's going to be at least. But those are our picks for breakout candidates. Thank you for watching.